We're going to start, though, with this, another step in reopening the Texas economy. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Russ Lewis. Welcome to the 411. A long list of businesses will soon be able to open their doors, some as early as today, from child care services to bars and professional sports teams. Adam Bennett is breaking down this next phase announced by the governor just about 2 hours ago. Adam?
Governor Abbott called this phase 2 of his plan to reopen the state's economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. Starting today, businesses in office buildings can reopen at 25% capacity or 10 employees, whichever is greater. And come Friday, bars, breweries, and wine tasting rooms can also reopen at 25% capacity. Restaurants can then expand to 50% capacity. And on May 31st, pro sports teams can play without fans, and youth sports and summer camps can reopen with safety guidelines.
Making sure you do everything possible to reduce the spread of COVID-19. The more we do that, the more we can safely open up. The more we can safely open up, the more Texans can get back to work, pay their bills, get off of the unemployment lines, and get back into the workforce.
And starting June 1st, school districts can provide summer school with safe distancing. You can see the complete list of businesses and reopenings with this story at khou.com. Adam Bennett, KHOU 11 News.
We're going to do everything on our part to achieve that overall objective. The people in the city of Houston, and I speak myself, we want things to open up. We want the economy to open up. We want people back on their jobs. We want businesses open. So let there be no question about that. I probably would choose a different pace than what he has chosen.
That's Mayor Sylvester Turner urging Houstonians to keep up their guards and wear a mask if you go out in public as the city reopens. The city's also opening more testing sites, and the mayor's encouraging everybody to take advantage of these free tests, whether you have symptoms or not. The governor today also announced youth sports can resume at the end of this month, and soon Pearland Little Leaguers will get back to playing ball. The organization announced on Facebook it is tentatively planning to start spring ball on June 2nd. Right now, a committee is forming to put together the guidelines to get the kids back on the field. You can text the word Texas to this phone number, 713-526-1111. We'll then send you a link on everything you need to know about the state's next phase of reopening. It's important information to have, especially after the governor's website crashed earlier today. So many people were trying to get that information. Coming up at 4:30, we're going to show you changes gyms are making as they reopen their doors today. Despite the governor's reopening plan, a Houston Catholic church is taking a step back. No public masses indefinitely. Holy Ghost Catholic Church in Southwest Houston says masses are canceled because 3 priests who live and work there have tested positive for COVID-19. Also on the church's website, it states that Father Donald Kirchner may have contracted the virus before he died last week. Father Kirchner was 79 years old. Holy Ghost is asking anyone who attended Mass since the church reopened to monitor their health and get tested. Progress on a potential vaccine for coronavirus. Moderna Therapeutics announced a successful phase 1 test for a vaccine. It showed all 8 recipients developed antibodies for COVID-19. Moderna will soon begin phase 2 trials with the goal of having a viable vaccine by the end of this year.
The same antibodies that those people had developed actually could neutralize the virus and prevent its ability to infect human cells.
Meanwhile, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told 60 Minutes last night the country will not fully reopen until there is a vaccine.
Traffic remains the #1 problem for most Harris County residents. That's according to a Houston area survey that's done by Rice University's Kinder Institute. But all of this was done before COVID-19, so many things have changed for many people. Jason Miles takes a closer look.
30% of those surveyed named traffic as the biggest problem in the Houston area. The economy was second with 13%, but as we know, that has since taken a very big hit. Stephen Kleinberg, founding director of Rice's Kinder Institute for Urban Research, conducted the survey, the longest running of its kind in the nation. The results were presented today during a virtual luncheon. In addition to the stats I mentioned, only 11% of respondents named crime as a top concern, and the same goes for flooding. And while traffic topped the list once again, economic issues affected many people, according to the survey, and have likely worsened thanks to COVID-19.
What the coronavirus has reminded us of and laid bare is how much these inequalities are tied in to ethnic composition, ethnic diversity, and ethnic backgrounds.
Right now, HISD and the Houston Food Bank are holding another massive food giveaway, once again illustrating how great the need is among many. According to the pre-pandemic survey, more than 1/3 of respondents already had difficulty paying for groceries. I'll have more on the results and how they fit into what we're going through right now. That's coming up at 5 o'clock. For now, we'll send it back to you.